Now, I get a surprising amount of requests for people that are wondering how to optimize their images for social media and how to make them look really good. Now, luckily, I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I know a lot about optimizing images and file types and all that good stuff. So I'm excited to share that with you today. My name is Austin James Jackson, professional landscape photographer based here in Southern Utah. In this video, we're talking about optimizing your images to make them look really good on social media. In this video, we're mostly going to be talking about Instagram because that's where most of us photographers are posting today. But if you're posting on any other social media site, all you need to do is look at the recommended file resolution and adjust what I'm showing you in this video for that particular file resolution. Let's go ahead and jump right in there. I'm going to assume that most of you guys are using Lightroom to organize your photos, but if you're using something else like say On1, Capture One, Luminar, DxO, anything like that, these settings will all translate pretty well with those other softwares. Now, first of all, make sure that your photo you're done editing it. You know, one thing that I always like to do, this may be a little outside the scope of today's video, but I always like to make sure my images are totally spot healed before I post them. This is just kind of a finishing touch thing. So always go in, even if your image is already edited, click on this eraser here, click on visualize spots. Make sure your image doesn't have any spots. Now you can see my image does have a couple spots. So that's something that we might want to fix. And I don't know what those spots are, but let's just briefly fix them. Super, super easy to do with visualize spots on. Adjust the size of your brush here. You can slide that up. Click, click. And that looks good. Everything else is just like noise, I guess. So I'm happy with that, but always do this. Just please bear with me. Get rid of those spots really quickly before you go ahead and optimize this for post. Now, if you want, you can go down, make adjustments to the sharpening options here. This is generally not something I do because I'm going to do this within Instagram itself. But if you are going to use these, I would always recommend, generally when you're sharpening, you want to zoom in to see what it's doing to the image. But when you're considering that you're just exporting this to post on, let's say, Instagram right now, think about the size of your phone. So I've got my phone here. If I put it in front of my screen, the image is not even going to be as big as it's showing right now. So I will hit Command minus. That's about probably the size that it's going to be. So I'll do the sharpening there because I'm trying to make this image look good on social media. I don't care about everything else. Now I will go ahead and undo these settings later because I might want to print this, but for my social media post, I want to adjust it here. That being said, as I mentioned, I generally don't use these. They're available if you want, but I'm going to show you a little bit better way in just a second. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go to Export. No matter what software you're using, this is going to be kind of generic for how you can export. We are going to export to my desktop here. That just makes the most sense for me. I put it in subfolder. Let's call this Instagram, and then we'll scroll down. Now I've closed off the things that don't matter. Nothing in file naming matters, nothing in video matters, but file settings is very important. Generally, you're going to be looking at JPEG. Actually, not generally. You're always going to be looking to do a JPEG. I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't be doing a JPEG as a photographer uploading to Instagram. Quality is 100, of course. We're not going to limit the file size. Make sure that's unchecked. Color space, we are going to use sRGB. It is the most limited color space out of all these, but it is the one that is supported by Instagram. So if you want your image to make sure that the colors appear consistent on your screen to your phone, you want to use sRGB. Don't do HDR output or don't check any of these other boxes. It should look just like this. We're not going to include content credentials. We are going to go down to image sizing. Now, you have a few options for what you want to do. Instagram right now, no matter what social media site you are working with, you can look this up as to what resolution they are asking for. But Instagram, if you look at on Instagram.com, they are telling you they want the width to be 1080 pixels. So if you're uploading a vertical photo like this, the higher the vertical length can be 1350, but the width just needs to be 1080. Now this photo is going to get cropped down. I'm not going to bother cropping it now because I'll just crop it when I get to Instagram. But this is a 2:3 ratio, like straight out of the camera. Instagram supports 4:5, which is going to cut off a little bit of the bottom of this image. But I don't want to do that now. So I just want to resize to fit width and height, put in 1080 for the width. Don't put anything in for the height. And none of this, rest of this stuff matters. Resolution doesn't matter. You try exporting one at 1 pixel per inch and then do 300 pixels per inch. The image will look exactly the same, be exactly the same size. We're not going to get into that in today's video because it's kind of a rabbit hole that we could go down. Now we'll go to output sharpening. You can sharpen for screen. You can do standard, low, or high. For Instagram, high is generally all right. You can test them out and see which one you like. Metadata, copyright only is fine. We do not want to do watermark and nothing post-processing. Now I always like to, if I can, I like to save this. So I'll go add. If you're using it, no matter what you're using, there should be a way to save presets. We will call this Instagram export. Click create. Now the nice thing is, when I go in here and I mess with all the settings and adjust things, I can always go back when I export and say, okay, I want to export for Instagram, Instagram export, bam. All those settings are saved. Now we'll export that, and then we need to get it over onto our phone to post on social media. Now, if you are an Apple to Apple user, it's really nice because you can just use AirDrop. So I'll AirDrop this from my Mac here over to my iPhone, or you could also use like iMessage if you don't want to do that as well. But you really just want to make sure the way you're sending this over doesn't reduce the quality any further than we've already done for Instagram. If you are a Windows user or Windows to Apple user, I'd recommend using something like Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that, where you know that your image isn't going to get downsized on the way over. Or if there's a better way to do it on Windows, let me know down below. I'd love to hear what that way would be. We're going to send this over to my phone here, which I already have. Now I will show you guys kind of what I'm looking at on my phone, which will help you to post this on Instagram. I'm on my Instagram right now. I'm going to go down and click the post button here. Now we've got our image. I've already put it on my phone. You can see as I scroll this around, the image, like I said, is going to get cropped. So I want to crop this to about right there, probably. Now we'll hit next. Now this is really the key here. This is kind of the biggest thing that I'm going to show you in this video. We're going to go bottom right to the option where it gives us all of these sliders to edit our photo. Now you may be thinking, why would we want to edit our photo here when we have this very powerful Lightroom that I'm paying $20 a month for? Why do we want to do this on Instagram? But we're going to scroll all the way over and use sharpen right here. Now as I increase the sharpen slider, you can see it's doing quite a bit to the image. Now you may have to look closely at what this is doing, but it's really helping the image to kind of pop just a little bit. And that's really important for Instagram. Now this is doing a pretty aggressive sharpen, which is fine because this is on social media. People aren't zooming in. It's only 1350 pixels or whatever on the tall end. And so we can do a pretty aggressive sharpen here to make this look good. And you can hold the screen. It's like you hold the screen and then release the screen. That shows you the before and after. But just like that, it's just a really minor thing, but it is going to help your image to look nice, in my opinion. And so I'm always doing that. Then you can go through next and go ahead and post your image. Go through all of the options here and go ahead and post it. Now make sure that the colors match up and everything like that. If you need to go through and add a little saturation here, that's fine too. A lot of times there can be a big difference between your computer screen and your phone screen. But you would assume, if you're an iPhone user, most of the people, at least most of my followers, I think it's about 80% are viewing their Instagram on their iPhone. So they're going to be looking at the image about the same as what you're seeing. So if you need to add a little saturation or anything else like that here, you can make really fine minor tweaks. And occasionally I will do that if I'm noticing that there's a big disparity between what I'm looking at on my computer screen and what I'm looking at on my phone. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. That's really just make sure your image is in sRGB. Make sure you resize it. I will say I've done some testing, and when I don't resize my image, I generally don't have a problem. Instagram will just compress the image for you, which has worked fine in the past for me. So it might be fine for you as well if you want to skip the resizing step. But definitely make sure your image is at least, I believe it's 1080 pixels in width, and then it can be 1350 tall, or if you're shooting a landscape image, it's going to be a little bit shorter, like 650 or 850 or something like that. But otherwise, that's how you do it. That's how you optimize your images for Instagram. If you're doing a lot of other extra stuff on the side and your images aren't looking good, get rid of all that. You don't need all of it. This is really all that you need to do for your images to look great. If they look good on the computer, they should look good on your phone. They should look good on Instagram. That'll help you to grow your page if that's your goal, or just display your images in a better way. So I really do hope that helps. Now, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, let me know down below in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. Always appreciate your support. Thank you so much for checking out this week's video. My name is Austin James Jackson, and we'll see you guys next time.